Okay, it was muted. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go grab my hat. I'll be right back. I'm also gonna get a water, and we're gonna kind of hop into some things for today. I gotta work on the GDD. Also, the lock-on capabilities of it, hitting the enemy, and launching Judah in the air, and then we can kind of probably work on damage. So, yeah, I will see you when I get back, guys. This time will result in a jump. Indicated. Um, Depending on the enemy. I can't think of any other specifics for this particular class. Sorry guys, I'm trying to send people. By the way, we do have a Discord, so you know, we're a growing community, so if you're interested, you know, follow the link in the description of this video and come hang out. Other than that, this is kind of just what we're doing. We're going to be working on the GDD today. 10:32. Oh no, no views. But yeah, I think for this, that's pretty much it. I want to have, I mean, we have our document, right? But I want to have some more like drawings, like my drawings in here to kind of really showcase what I'm trying to do. Yo, it's Lightations. How's it going, Lightations? How are you doing this lovely morning? And I can't find my things. But yeah, I really want to add some more drawings to really express like some mechanics, you know, make it so it's a little bit easier to understand. Let's do a swipe attack. All right, how you doing today, Lightations? And I didn't get a water. Silly me, I didn't get a water. I didn't get a water on my YouTube channel. That's sick. Am I on your YouTube channel, or are you on your YouTube channel? We're doing this for exercise. So swipe attack is going to all right. When the player swipes left or right on the screen in a walking stance, they will swipe, or stance, Judah will swipe his hands or his claws. How's the YouTube channel going, by the way, Lightations? His claws in that direction. His claws in that direction. Unlike the direction, prowl lunge. I should call this the prowl lunge, huh? You know, I'm working on a new animation series. It's Toon Land, and Scroll in My Pet's Light Pet is here. Ooh. Sorry, that sentence is a little confusing for me. So I know you're starting a new series. It's a Toonland, and Scroll in My Pet's Light Pet is here. So is there a friend in the chat? Because if so, welcome, friend. We appreciate you. I mean shorts, not pets. Okay. And my shorts light pet is here. Okay. When the player swipes left or right on the screen when in walking stance, Judah will swipe his claws in that direction. Unlike the prowl lunge, this is not an immediate KO, and we still have some things to try out with the combat system, guys. Right? We need to figure out, are we like Mario where things are insta KO. I don't know. What? What lightations? What? So I got my hair cut. I'll be right back, though. Oh my god, he's working on his GDD. That's the most boring part. Whatever. When the player swipes left or right on the screen when in a walking stance, Judo will swipe his claws in that direction. And sorry, I know this is a little boring, but I enjoy this part. I like this part. I like thinking these things out as much as I possibly can. Sorry, I talked immediately after running up stairs. Yeah, we definitely don't need to work on what specifically we're going to be doing. Move this over here. Depending on the enemy, this may take 2 to 4 hits. Yeah. I mean, this is a relatively simple attack. It's like just a basic attack, so I don't really feel like I need to go. Yeah, you know you're boring, but I just come to enjoy talking. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment, man. Thank you for the compliment. So I'm just confused by that statement a little bit. You say I'm boring, or maybe you misspoke or whatever, but you say I'm boring, but you enjoy talking with me. Oh, your subs are blowing. What do you mean my subs are blowing? Yeah, man. I mean, they're not gonna move as fast as like most would, right? I'm a Christian game developer. That's just a sad, hard truth. People don't like us. That's why there's a CDGC and not an AD or an AGDC, right? Atheist Game Developer Conference, right? There's a reason why. You're getting a lot of subs. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of subs. I'm truly blessed, man. But you know, I wish it was a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, but there's only so much I can do, and you know, there's only so much I can do. You know, and I'd like to consider myself somewhat of a master of this craft, or try to pursue a master of this craft. You know, especially the design aspect of it all. And I think honestly I could provide for, you know, maybe something for people who out there who aren't Christian, you know, or maybe trying to learn how to make a GDD. This is more of like a pitch document style. And here I'm getting into more of like, this is all the pitch, right? This is all the pitch, you know, I'm going into the story and, you know, talking about my pillars, the game overview. We have our flow chart of how the, you know, how things are going to flow, essentially, how things are going to transition into each screen, how they're going to move. I have a post tutorial, pre-tutorial. I have my one character. I have the control breakdowns of that character, right, guys? I do another gameplay overview. This is like the game overview, right? And then there's the gameplay overview. Then we have a world overview, kind of like the basic idea of the world. We have our enemies, which right now we only have the reptilians. And thank you, by the way, Lightations, for calling that out. And now I'm just diving into the specifics of the attack. In areas like this, I'm going to try to add, you know, some things to explain. Eventually, we're going to get into the pickup aspects, so on and so forth. Resources, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, this is a crucial part of game development, guys. You know, this is the crucial part of the game development. This is the design. This is the foundation. You know, if you don't have this worked out really well, you're going to be doing a lot of iterating processes, or you're going to do a lot of iterating in the development process. Chase Lee, he's back. Yes, I am. I'm back. And my pockets aren't stacked, bro. Buenos, my brother. And by the way, shout out to Buenos. My guy says he's taking a break. Everybody, we need to go. We need to give Buenos hugs right now, man. Let him know that his project is worth working on. And to encourage him to keep pursuing things, even when it feels pointless, boring, and difficult. Chase weed in his hat. I know, dude. Chase needs to stop trying to plant weed in my hat, and you need to get your garlic. Well, I'll keep the garlic because we've all mentioned it's how I keep the vampires away at night, right? It's how I keep the vampires away. But you know, there's just some very basic specifics of this attack, the swipe attack. It's a very basic attack. You're changing projects, so you're gonna stop working on the other project and you're gonna move to the horror one you were talking about in Discord. By the way, guys, we got a Discord. If you're new watching, we have a growing community over on Discord. Link is in the description of this video. Follow that link, and when you join the Discord, make sure to not only verify yourself but select a role so you can start engaging with the community as you see fit. As you feel safe about to be here. African survival will continue development later. Okay. Okay. But yeah. The prowl stand specifics of this. Player swipes. We don't want this to be this. Right. To perform a basic attack. And swipe attack. We're gonna have to go into like this is very basic like foundation stuff. We're gonna have to iterate it on later, right? We're just building the general idea, but there's gonna be a lot of specifics, right? When you're writing a GDD, you got to think of all the little specifics, like the effects that we're gonna use, the timing, yada yada, so on and so forth. How many frames is it gonna take to perform this task? You know, stuff like that. How's it going in your game? So, big news, guys. I had to do a lot of exploring, debugging. It took me, you know, I want to say like maybe 30 plus hours. I was saying 20 plus hours, but now that I think about it, I worked over the weekend to debug this stuff. I worked all Monday, right? From from the crack of dawn to the, I don't know, till dusk. I worked on this till about 12 o'clock at night, almost 1. And this part wasn't the difficult part. It was all the debugging, figuring out how to include the enhance system. I talked with a friend who's a game developer. They pointed me to Crop Out, which is a mobile game where they handle touch. It's a tutorial, or it's not a tutorial per se, but it is a project where they handle touch functionality. I checked that out, looked at the BPs, and kind of worked out things from there. I found out about input stuff, and basically wound up on this input touch, found out that I could override this, and we started implementing our own functionality in here. Sure. Currently streaming, so sorry if I don't respond. Scroll my shorts, I mean. I don't want to scroll in your shorts, dude. That sounds weird, bro. Yeah, I'm joking. Let's check out Lidation's channel, guys. Lidation is a young man, and when I mean young, and he's pursuing animation. So I find that admirable, man. I'm gonna show you how young this guy is. Look at him. He's a young man, already learning the craft, very inspirational. You guys should be taking an example from him. Still young, already learning this stuff, right? But yeah, let's check out. What are you? I thought this was supposed to be animations, man. You told me I was gonna see animations. Maybe you'll be a video editor or something. Oh, is that an emulator? Lidations, you lied to me, man. You told me there was going to be animations, bro. Thanks, I made some cool things. Yeah, but I mean, I like the shorts. The sausage? That was pretty funny. But back to the game development. We handled the input touches, and now, you know, they work. Right? And you can see I'm clicking here to replicate those touches. And, you know, holding down goes into the prowl stance, and we can do all the things. Today I'm looking to start working on the prowl attack, or the lunge attack I should call it, which is essentially the prowl lunge. But it's only executable from the prowl stance, and what it does it instantly knocks out, depending on the enemy, right? It instantly knocks out the enemy, launches Judah in the air, where he can, you know, perform this essentially over and over again until there's no more enemies on screen. But the idea is I want to see how quick I can get to bad. Right? So then I can learn what I need to do to make it good. And I think that's the mentality we should all carry when it comes to game development. Chase Lee says, guys, guess what? Chicken butt. Chicken butt. But yeah, you know, this is I just wish the input worked right out of the gate. That would be nice. They definitely need to get it working. Boop. But yeah, let's switch over to Chase Lee's scene. Oh, guys, also we got the tritops in. Wait, is the character a monkey? No, he's a lion, dude. That's why he's prowling. Look at this. But he does, his run is kind of monkeyish, huh? I think I definitely need to add some more, like, galloping in the mix. Yeah, he's a lion, dude. He's a lion. Don't... Why you lying, bro? Why you lying, bro? So... Okay. Now it's about figuring out how we're going to execute on how we're going to execute on all of this, right? Lions, tigers, bears, oh my, it's enough to make a grown man cry. It's enough to make a grown man cry. Chase Lee is the best enemy. Dude, have you even seen the Tritops? Yeah, we're going to have to make some changes to the Tritops in general. Let me show you guys. Actually, I think I have him downloaded already. I already have it downloaded for all of you. You like how I sing? Isn't it beautiful? Doesn't it just make you shiver? Shake and shiver whenever I deliver a melody. But yeah, this is the Tritops. We're gonna tighten them up a little bit, right? I really like this, but we're gonna tighten up some of the shapes. Right, we're gonna tighten up some of the shapes in the 3D model, but I think he's giving me something perfect. Chicken nugget, dude. Maybe I make chicken nuggets pickable, uppable. It's pickable, uppable. Say that 3 times. Pickable, uppable, pickable, uppable, pickable, uppable. But yeah, so when we enter into the prowl stance, and I've never made an attack before. Well, I guess I can't. That's a lie. That's a lie. Chase Lee's got an attack. Chase Lee's got an attack. Look at that. Chase Lee's swiping away. So, let's open up Blender and animate a little lunge. Right? We want him to be like... Brrr. And we definitely need to start getting some, like, sound effects in. So I'm going to probably have to download a sound effects pack or purchase one, right? Is there any on Epic Games? I need like some cartoon sound effects. Just because I don't have enough time to make sound effects. That's like a whole system, right? So what, you don't like the Tritops? Sound, cartoons, sound effects. I'm almost... Wham! Introducing the ultimate UI sounds. This guy better have like 236 high quality sound effects. Yeah, this is what I'm liking. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Alright, these are the sound effects. This sounds like more for like a casual game though, you know? Yo, it's Amin. What's up, my friend? Meow. I'm currently checking out sound effects, guys. Yeah, so there's one. A little too much for me, I will say. Mobile arcade sound effects. Kids in funny game. Oh my god. Ultimate DP sounds, UI sounds, menu, UI sounds. Let's just get rid of the cartoon part. Let's put sound effects. Paper and book sound effects, essentials. Really? You were playing soccer, nice. Nice. Did you get a nice little running around in? Did you perform any trick shots? Any trick shots? They got bullets. Melee attacks and spells, music and SFX. $44. $44. Let's preview video. I don't know. I made that virtual microphone. That's sick. I'm gonna sneeze. All right, let's we got another site we can look at. We can look at Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle. Dun, dun, dun. Oh whoosh. Oh whoosh. Hey dude, Shadows of the Erd Tree, $39.99. Whoa. Let's see sound effects. Sound effects. Not Beat Builder Crafting, Captivating Tunes. View results. Sound effects. View all results. I swear, dude. I saw like they had like a ton of sounds on here. Like a ton. Where are all the sounds? Ayo. 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 Dude, this place. $14.99. Are you kidding me? Shredder's Revenge. Awesome game. You got to check out that game. You got to check out that game, boys. Sounds. I'm going to put sounds, you know, because apparently sounds. Fighting. Running. I just want some, like, you know, I want some running around on grass sounds. Super Win, the game soundtrack edition. Super Win the game. I just want some. Platform, any. I could have sworn they had like a ton of sounds here that you could download. I guess I was wrong. Dave the Diver is such a nice game. I want to play it, but have not gotten the privilege to do so. I have not had the privilege to do so. I guess we keep looking on Epic because I'm seeing nothing. Let's add to the cart just in case. $44 though. That's a steep price. I mean, for 200 and something, that's pretty good. Martial arts sound effects. Kick, punch, sword sheath, block, board hits, chest hits, punch glass, yells, much more. $239. Yeah, we are going shopping. Safe! Rashad, welcome to the stream. So the image of you pointing on the stream. Whoa, what, this image? That one? Is that image? That one? Look at me, dude. They call me Slunchback. Dude, I just feel like making my own. Kind of. I'm like, I could just punch some things in my house. Someone comes in, what are you doing? I'm making sound effects. You don't even have a microphone. Don't question it. I took a screenshot. Oh, this? You better not have. You see that, dude? That's a very strong, handsome dude right there. Right? So y'all better watch out, bro. You better watch out, bro. Love him throwing something. This one, make it into an emoji. I haven't seen that meme. You're gonna have to post the meme in the Discord, bro. I had to Sorry, I'm just messaging Steve. All right, sound effects. I don't know. What? I don't want medieval. God, everything's so. Sound effects. Grass. Send you an image. Dude, you guys better freaking relax, bro. What is this? What is this, huh? What is this, dude? Look at how sad I look there. I'm like, hey guys. What's poppin'? Oh, you can't even see it. Look at how sad I look, dude. How small is your screen, bro? That is one small image. You guys better stop taking these pictures, okay? That's right, I'm looking at you. You! Yeah, that was a good stream. Hyper Footsteps System V2. Oh my god, it's V2. Let's check it out. Yeah, I had to. So we had a sound effects guy, right, guys? But they weren't sending me anything, so I had to cut them. I felt bad too, because it's all volunteer work, right? But he just never messaged me, never talked to me. I'd message him, he'd never reply, so I was like, I can't live like this. I just want him to, at least message me back. Bro, even Discord will compress it into 256 but I still look good in 256 by 256. I had to zoom in. What do you mean? Bro, you just do this, right? You press print screen and bada boom, bada bing. Just like that. Boom. Now we got this. See what I'm saying? See what I'm spraying? What I'm laying out at your feet? All discreet? What do you mean my hat is gone? Oh. Oh. Where's my hat? Oh, at the beginning of this video? Yeah. I had to get rid of it. I had to get rid of the hat. Right? I just didn't have it on. I felt naked, dude. I had to run and go grab it. All right, so I would love to get where's the Discord without verification? Can I please just get an example? Like the title says, it's a great product and does exactly what it's advertised. The code is clean and commented. I was looking at implementation. So this is just a system I could make this system. I want sound effects. I'm quite sad. Is it because my hat was gone? Human footstep sound bank. It's a smart footstep system. Footsteps, grass. I mean, this one looks, grass, sneaking. We got, that's it? Grass and sneaking? Or is he saying he's got grass and sneaking on grass? Can I just get There's no reviews. You know why there's no reviews, chat? Because they didn't give us a example. We want to hear it. I just don't want to pay $10 to question. Just be like, hey, there's some sound effects here? I just feel sad. That's why I'm sad. Yeah, man, you want me to, I'll pray for you, dude. I was feeling sad the other day too, and this morning. I was feeling sad too, guys. It just happens. It's a thing. Some days you just be feeling sad up in a bee. What should I name the emoji? I don't know, you. The you emoji. What do you guys? So when you look at this image right here, what do you think? What do you see? What do you see? What do you feel? I don't want to be like Dr. Phil and ask you how it feels, but you know, what's the sense? What's the general consensus, right? Raleigh is about to sing. Once a time I was a little man, and when I was a little man, it was hard to understand what love meant. Love meant. All I want is sound effects of stepping on grass, wood, and cement. Without spaces. Raleigh point screen. That's it. That's how you feel when you look at this image. Don't you feel like intimidated a little bit though? Like, I mean, look at that face, bro. That's a pretty intimidating face. Look at the face. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the video, please make sure to like the video, man. It really does help me out. Oh, and comment on it, you know? Comment. I guess that helps out with the algorithms, you know? And subscribe to the channel if you're feeling gracious, right? All in one footstep sound effects. I just want to hear they have nothing. Please, for the love. Okay. It's pretty good too. Right, so we'll add to the cart. They got, you know, 424. Sorry, I can't read. Can't read. That's my problem. Environment sound packs. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean we're gonna need like some little birds chirping in the background, you know? Little chirp chirp. Little chirp chirp. Never hurt hurt. And little chirp chirp. Never hurt hurt. When I'm in my car, go skirt skirt. Out in the outskirts. Dude, I love these sound effects. Add to cart. Yeah, add to cart. Or add to wish list. There we go. Not to cart. To the wish list. Is that what I've been doing? I've just been adding these all to the cart. Let's heart that. Yeah. Yeah, these are some good sound effects, I'm not gonna lie. Some environmental stuff, huh? Some environmental stuff. Let's see what we got here. All files included. I didn't want to see all the files included, but I guess that helps. Sword attacks, sword effects. I need more like slicing, like. Yeah, I'll. Why don't they just call it wood floor? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, these are pretty. These are good. But I want them to be a little bit more cartoony. I want them to be a little bit more cartoony. That's it. That's why I looked at this. I was like, man, this has probably got some cartoony sounds in it. Nope, it doesn't. It Demo, try it out. I don't want the demo, dude. I just want the freaking sounds. I want the sounds, brother. You know, and if they could just play the video here, can't they just put a video here? Can he just... Why do I have to have a demo? Look, see, demo. I don't want all this, man. A little depressing. Try the demo. Look, try the demo. You try the demo and tell me if it sounds good. Dude, they got flip-flop sound effects? Let's go, chat. And let me... A demo. Are you kidding me? Okay, this is... I love this. Hello. Hello, buenos. They got the flip-flops, dude. The flip-flop sound effects. Bro, we need to make a game with flip-flops. Footsteps sound pack. Light edition, huh? 326 sounds. It's $5 too, so.
Because your business gets complex doesn't mean it has to get complicated.
I need the flip-flop sound effects for your game. Why not look in the Unity asset store? Majority of their assets are more stylized. True. I could do that. And the sound effects can be taken into Unreal. It sounds like a mech. All right. I'm definitely probably going to cop this one. It's $5, right? It's $5, bro. That's pretty cheap. Sub to the channels, dude. They don't need my subs, bro. They don't want my subs. We're going to add that to the cart, actually. But yeah, let's look at Unity. Where it feels like everything's divided right now. Let's come here. Store. Where's the store? Show me more of the store, dude. Unity store. The asset store. By the way, thank you, Rashad, for the great great idea of coming here. Sound effects. Audio. Pro Sound Collection. $49? Shrew. PowerPoint store. Dope. Casual music pack. Yeah, we definitely need some. No, I got a buddy who can make music. I need some like monsters taming game music. These monsters look cute. Let's go for sound effects. Audio. How do I type in sound effects? Whatever. Sound effects. Now up to 70% off. Assets to help. New UI widget. Whoo. Whatever. PowerPoint store. The PowerPoint store. Attack. Enemy sounds. I want to do the enemy sounds. Melee weapon, magic attack, $20. Holy crack. Holy crack, dude. At least I can get some super awesome, cool fire magic. No. It's too much. It's too pinchy. It's too pinchy. I need some stylized or cartoon sound effects. Cartoon arrow sound effects. They got a cartoon arrow. Adaptive audio engine. That's pretty sick. Card not stylized. You can check out stylized. That might help. We'll get rid of that. They have stylized fire, rocket launcher, volumetric 3D laser. Great. Amphipteran. Sorry if I butchered that. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go with the $5 pack. If I'm going to have a placeholder, you know. Yeah, check out Discord General. Gotta crop it so its ratio is 1:1. I love how Steve's in here. Yo, Steve, are you in the stream, bro? The Discord? I was looking at the Discord when I said that. The 128 by 128. You know, if you guys really want it, I can make an emoji out of that. I'll just crop it so it's just me pointing. Is that what you guys want, or do you like it just as it is? We can do either or. All right, let's buy now. 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 The light edition. $5 for all of the things. For all of the things. I am a little sad. We're going to have to like thank you. An email receipt has been sent to you. You guys never answered my question. Oh, hey, it's Anan. How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Today we're going to be working on the Prowl attack. I just bought some sound effects because I'm tired of hearing absolutely nothing while I'm playing the game. I'm going to ask Googs right now. The Lord said, just ask Googs. Just ask Googs. Yo, Googs. Make me a rainforest song in your style. Action, arcade. I just asked him, chat. Anan says, been busy since last 2 weeks. Haven't had time to work on my game. Dude, that's depressing. You need to tell your boss, like, dude, I'm working on my game right now. You're going to have to put your needs to the side, all right? See what he says. Imagine he's like, okay. He's just down with it. He's like, what is the game? He becomes your biggest fan. He's like, dude, I can't wait to play it. But yeah, we're going to be working on this attack. I think I kind of want to implement some sounds, guys, because I'm just tired of nothingness. Absolute nothingness. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. Beam, 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 beam. Baby, 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 baby. We got to go back to this one because this is hands down the best one I found. It's got like all the cool songs from, you know, like Sonic the Hedgehog, synth-waved out. Like, come on. Like, tell me the song doesn't just make you want to get up and do the Snoopy dance, bro. Right? Right, hold on. I'm trying to find the picture, guys. Come on. Come on. Hey, welcome Ox to the stream. My boss is a boomer. He plays Candy Crush. Dude, tell him you're making the next best Candy Crush. Oh, you pretend to be an AI? Give me all your cash. Give me all your cash. Or I will take over all of your information systems. Give me the cash. But yeah, come on, guys. You know this song's jamming, dude. It's jammin' whammin'. Bam 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 bam. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. All right, we're gonna save the project really quick, and then we're gonna add this in. We're going to add the sounds to the project. Although I wish I'll just delete the stuff I don't need. I'll just delete the stuff I don't need. I said the real face cam. Where the face cam? Where's the face cam, baby? You know this pointing finger at you driving you crazy. No, I said I'm an AI program to destroy Earth. Did they crap their pants? Were they like, that doesn't sound fun. I am an AI robot programmed to destroy the planet and all that you love. What's your name so I can make sure to put you first on the list? That's when you tell them they're the first on the list for talking all that schmack. By the way, guys, if you're liking the stream, like the stream. Right? Like the stream. We're currently at 283. We're trying to get to 500, guys. We want to hit 1,000 by the end of this year. We got to make it happen. No capping, bro. Get to slapping on the subscribe button. I ain't fronting. I even dropped a little rhyme for you guys. Come on, dude. What's next? You want me to get up and dance? Because I don't do that. I don't dance. I make merry and look scary while I do so. There is a guy I saw on Instagram. He created a phishing website similar to ChatGPT and acted as GPT AI. And he would answer to the people. Dude, the amount of fun you could have with that. Super scary though. You never know. You just never know. You could be talking to a real guy. It's just some fat dude in England just like typing things out. So, what is the difference between these different sounds? All right. What is the difference? All right. We're not. We're gonna put that on pause really quick. By the way, guys, thanks for the subscribes. Right? Thanks for the love, the affection, and if you're on Twitter, make sure to click that follow button. Okay? We're trying to grow that audience too, man. It is hard on Twitter. All right, let's check out these here. We got to alternate between the steps, right? What's better to use, chat? Does anyone know? I'm assuming maybe Q might be better. I've never worked with the sound system here, so we're gonna look at it. Sound system, Unreal Engine 5. We're gonna take a quick peek. I know we're gonna work on the Prowl attack, okay? But I need to have some noise in the game. I'm getting tired of just running around and just hearing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Audio and Unreal Engine. The audio mixer is Unreal Engine's fully featured. Is this 5.0? Okay. Fully featured multi-platform audio render. This powerful audio engine was first launched in Fortnite and was later added to Unreal Engine 4.24. Yeah, they have meta sounds, or I thought they had quartz. They had something. There's a feature that sets. Bring the. I'm just gonna watch a video, right? Is it meta sounds? Is that what it is?
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Murphy, and today we'll be looking at meta sounds in the Unreal.
Dude, I got excited. Eddie Murphy.
UE5 debut meta sounds, which are
Eddie Murphy.
complete control over audio rendering. But if you know me, then you'll know that I'm a technical artist, and that's a bit confusing. Like, why would a technical artist look at meta sounds? Well, I'm kind of hooked, and the reason I'm hooked is because it lets you drive audio in a way that's almost like the Unreal Engine's surface materials. Conceptually, I want you to picture audio shaders, and today we're going to be going from miniguns to music to show you some of the cool things that you can do with meta sounds in Unreal Engine 5. Before we begin,
Okay.
I want to give a big shout out to Dan Reynolds and Aaron McLaren from the audio team for helping out in assembling this demo. So we're going to begin with this minigun. This will allow us to create a rather straightforward setup with multiple layers.
I'm gonna use the restroom, but I'm gonna keep the movie going, or the video.
Because let's take a look at it. Well, when it begins, we can see that it fires up, it spins up, it starts firing, goes for a little while, it stops firing, and then it spins down. Now, this is perfect for driving something like this through meta sounds, because we're actually going to have the audio control all of the spinning up and spinning down, the starting, the stopping, and like the repeating of all of the shots through it. And I'll show you how that works now. Let's begin by going ahead and creating our first meta sound. I'm going to go right click, sounds, meta sound. It's worth noting that if you don't see this here, it's because you may not have the plugin enabled in your plugins. So I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to call this minigun audio. Okay, and we're going to double click on this and work with our first meta sound. Now for this first effect, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and set this up such that it will drive the audio that's there. Now there's a few steps to that. We have the spinning, we have the firing. So minigun, let's begin by going ahead and creating our first meta sound. I'm going to go right click, sounds, meta sound. It's worth noting that if you don't see this here, it's because you may not have the plugin enabled in your plugins. So see this here, it's because you may not have the plugin enabled in your plugins. So,
Yeah.
I create a new one.
At least I know I'm a streamer now. You're not a streamer unless you've been talking for like 30 minutes straight without your mic muted. But I mean, I'm currently streaming right now, so maybe after stream we'll do that. I kind of want to stay focused on this.
Audio. And we're going to double click on this and work with our first meta sound. Now for this first.
All right, let's open this up and see what's even in here. Okay, it's a thing. Input, output. Okay, are you playing? So what? In here I can go like. Sorry guys, I'm one of those. Very much. If you've seen Jazza, he likes to, dip before he dives. Completely understand that. Okay. On play. Function. Wave player. Stereo. Mono. Okay. Add interface. What's the difference between what he has and what I have? Okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Sorry. Just super concentrated. You know how I am. Small brain. Have to concentrate or I won't. Let's see. Obviously, we have the meta sounds, but it doesn't feel like we have meta. Yeah, I mean, we have meta sound. A high-performant audio system. Audio, amigos, wavetable, synth, source, mix, meta sounds, effects. I probably won't even need this for this, will I? I could probably get away with doing other stuff, but I would like to, essentially, whenever our foot touches the ground, we could play a meta sound. But what's the difference between mono and, I believe mono's like left, right, or mono is like full, and then, yeah, I'm gonna look this up. Yeah, I'm a noob. I should know this. I used to make music. Difference between mono and stereo. Single channel audio where all the instruments are mixed to one single, as if emanating from one position. Audio channels fitting two separate speakers. Okay, so yeah, we want to make this a mono. We want it to be mono because it's coming from the phone. So we'll probably have to wave player, wave selection. Why can't I play Q? Grass. Grass walk. Whoa. Let's look actually back at these effects. These sound effects. Grass. So what is the Q for? Is this like... I'd love to just drag and drop this in here. But I guess I could just do this. And then copy and paste this. I want these to alternate. Right. Well, I'm going to work from Unity Engine. I just want a month or year to know how to make a game. I want to be like Rawl. Is it okay to be like you? I wouldn't be like me, man. I would look to the guy in the sky with the crown on his head, dude. But if you're wanting to learn how to do game development, I think what you should be like is yourself, because that's what's going to make you stand out from everyone else, right? But I appreciate the sentiment. But be like you, man. That's what's going to make you stand out in this oversaturated market. Yes, sir. Be like Jesus. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Be like Jesus, right? But also be like you, I think. Or what's the best way to say that? Because obviously you want to be like Christ when you are engaging with others, be kind, gentle, you know, stuff of that nature. But you also want to be a bit of yourself too. You're not like a robot. You can be who you are, and so on and so forth. Um, so on play. So can we? So what's mono mixer? Mix. What is the difference between? Okay, so these, bro, he is Muslim. Jesus is in the Quran, and it's a Christian channel, man. Of course, that's what we're gonna say. It says Christian game dev, dude. Come on, brother, man, dude, bear. But yeah, man, be like yourself. That's what's gonna make you stand out. That's what's gonna make you stand out above the crowds, even if you gotta shout out loud. Yeah. On play. On finished. How do you even, can we hear it? Is it gonna even play? We're not gonna loop. But I want this to play like every time you walk, and I want it to alternate. Oh, you guys are gonna play golf tomorrow? That's sick, dude. I'm jealous. My mentor plays golf. I want to learn how to golf. So on finished, connection pin, out mono. So trigger executed to initiate stopping the source. Let's just, I keep wanting to move around and figure it out.
Is we need to go ahead and set this up such that it will.
Okay, so it's the same pins.
Now there's a few steps to that. We have the spinning, we have the firing. So let's begin with the spinning. Now, if you're familiar with sound cues already, this all already may be familiar to you. If you're not, then, well, welcome to the graph editor. I'm going to go to here and I'm going to drag off of this on play and I'm going to say to it, I want to have a wave player. This means I want it to play audio when we start the effect on play. And the audio that I want to play is going to be the wind sound.
That's wind.
See that we have this barrel.
WIND, wind.
Now, if I was to hit play, nothing happens. And nothing happens because we need to actually tell it what to play.
It's wind.
Actually drive this
wind
stream into this output over here. Okay? And this time if I hit play.
Oh, so now I can hit play and hear it because we got the out mono. No, I can't. It lied. It lied to me. Oh, there we go. Okay. On finished play. Yeah, we have to find a way to alternate. He's going to show us. We're going to learn. We just got to watch. We're getting ahead of ourselves here, chat.
You can hear that started to play, but it immediately stopped. And the reason it immediately stopped is that it needs more audio in there to keep functioning. We actually need to go ahead and get another wave player, but this one is going to be the loop. Now, to drive this into this, we actually say, hey, when you finish, I want you to play the looping audio. And I want that looping audio to keep looping indefinitely. Now, you may be thinking, well, I guess you just plug that in.
No.
You'll notice that we have a bit of a problem, and that is that I need to have a mixer in place to actually put these things together.
That's what I was thinking.
So if I connect these up, it'll now combine these two sounds together. Wonderful.
That's pretty cool.
So we can see that this is working, and we can get a pretty good idea of, like, you know...
Idea?
Okay, one thing can feed into another and drive events. Wonderful. So where do we go from here? Well, we have the winding up. We have the wind looping. Let's go ahead and look at having something that's a little bit more interesting than just this looping sound playing itself over and over again. Let's this time take a look at modifying its pitch. Now we can see we have a pitch shift variable here. So if I was to read something into this, say a value of 5, it sounds terrible, but it proves my point. And that is to say that the pitch shift is kicking in. So it's going ahead and it's driving that up. But if I want to, I could actually go ahead and set that to programmatically drive itself up over time. Maybe not to the level that we just did. But for this, I can use what is called an envelope. And I'm going to use an envelope float, specifically an ADSR. When this effect finishes, so when the first part finishes, it triggers this, which is going to say over this amount of time to go ahead and raise this value to whatever is in the sustain level. So if I was to plug this in, this would go from 0 to 1. In this situation, I want to go from something that's a little bit higher, but I might go ahead and just pull it out here so it's a little bit easier for me to manage. So I'm going to get this value that's 0 to 1, and I'm going to multiply it by 2.5 so that it's from 0 to 2.5. And we're going to plug that into the pitch shift this time. Let's take a listen.
That's interesting. We have a couple of people in here who are Muslim buenos, and that's completely fine.
To get the stinger effect and to play the winding down. So I'm going to get this, and I'm going to play wind barrel stop. But there's no particularly good place for me to connect this at the moment. But fortunately, I can make one, because I can actually go ahead and I can create inputs that trigger via a name that we've set up. So if I was to create one called spin down is now going to go ahead and say, I want you to play this barrel stop sound. For completeness sake, I want to go ahead and I also want to stop the barrel loop. And in theory, if it's playing, I also want to stop this effect. And let's take a listen. Wonderful. So that actually goes ahead and plays that separate sound that stops the others. Now, as one little thing that I'd like to do to get this really working the whole way through is instead of this just being on play, in the event that we haven't fully destroyed this sound and they start spinning it up again, we probably want the ability for this to actually spin up again as well. So I'm going to get my spin down trigger, and I'm going to go ahead and create another one, this time called spin up. Okay, so we have spin up and we have spin down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this to play, but I want this to trigger in any situation, whether it is told to play or whether it is told to
spin up.
Sorry, this needs to be set as a trigger. I was wondering why that didn't appear. Spin up.
Okay.
So I can hit play. Cool, so that's mostly functioning. The only other thing I might do here is I might set this spin up to also release it.
That's pretty interesting, but it is pretty difficult. It just has chapters.
Wonderful. So we're all set up on that part of things. Let's go ahead and look at how to get the shots firing over the top of this all. So to do this, I'm going to ignore this graph section that we have up here. So I'm going to create a mixer, and I'm going to plug this in. And I'm going to temporarily set its volume to 0 so we don't really have to think about it. In case you're wondering, this effect is a mono effect, which is why I'm only using the left channel of all of these outputs. If you want to, you can go meta sound, and you can create a stereo effect as well.
Okay.
But onwards, let's get the firing working.
Yeah, we probably want to see if somebody is
reasonably straightforward for the initial
using
part,
a headset.
do some fancy stuff too. So once again,
But I don't think it matters.
I know I need a wave player, and I'm going to go ahead and just play a shot firing. For future reference, I have 3 separate shot fires.
Nice.
Now,
so we're going to figure out how to do those separate
I could on play
walking things.
go ahead and call play. We'd end up with this. And if I was to mash it, not particularly great, but that's okay. So, how do we make this better? How do we make this more interesting? Well, to begin with, we want this minigun firing again and again and again and again. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trigger a repeat, which allows me to specify a time period for it to play. That's kind of cool. One thing I'd actually like to do is something along the lines of having a BPM. So actually setting it up with a value that was called shots per minute. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And I will call it shots per minute.
Nice.
And we're going to hit play. All right, that's gross. So
Yeah,
the reason
we
it
need some
sounds like that
alternating.
right now is that every single time it's playing, it's going ahead and stopping itself the next time it plays. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to need to consider. Now, the next thing that we need to consider is that it's all the same shot. So how do we go ahead and
So
fix
one, they're
this
not blending in together
it's
well, and
not
two,
always
it's the
playing
same shot.
effect again and again and again. And the last part is, you know, even if we change the shot sound effects, wouldn't it be great if we could change the pitch of each shot? Well, yes to all. So let's go ahead and step through those. The first of them I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and play this sound effect by pulling it from a collection of sounds. So I'm going to say, hey, I want you to randomly play a sound. Specifically,
Nice.
I want you to randomly play a sound from an array, which I'm going to make as an input, and I'm going to...
That's cool. So I don't have to do all this. I can just do this and then be like, array, random, get, array, shuffle, random get. Buenos. Hey, we've reached 100 messages, guys. 100 messages. Make sure you click the like, subscribe button, guys. Say, I'm Muslim. We get it, man. You're Muslim, okay? Calm down, dude. All right, calm down. Calm down, bro. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Amin, GM, please refrain from posting links. Ooh, Steam Labs. What are you working now? I'm working on the creating like a variation in footsteps. We're gonna promote to graph variable, or what? Promote to graph input? No. In array. Yeah, I guess into a variable. Play this. Weights, I'm assuming. So, how do we put them into here? Like this. Oh boy. 1. Okay. 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 Come on. Get over here, you. There we go. That's right. Bam, 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 down, 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 down. You know, honestly, I just want this to play on. Let's add a trigger, right? Can you make a trigger? Trigger. Play, or how do you make a trigger? Do I just go this? You got Lee. Man, you guys need to stop chasing Lee, dude. He's just trying to relax today, man. You got him feeling like Sonic the Hedgehog running around at the speed of sound. Knob, linear, volume, float. Set this to a trigger. Display name, input, on grass. Walk. I guess that's a pretty good one. So it's like we don't even really need to do that. Or if we simulate. But now we are not getting all the stuff. And we're going to name this grass sounds. I don't know. This for footsteps audio? Yeah, footsteps audio. Dodged. Why are you not making sound cue for this? I am. It's meta sound. I'm using meta sound. So I know. So essentially, in here, we're making a meta sound, and then this is going to play on cue. So we're getting
shot array. which is going to be set to fire 1, fire 2,
And fire 3.
fire 3. So, if that was your play.
Nice. But the issue here is that what's this? Trigger execute to initiate stopping the source. Unfinished. Right here, I guess. Or if we click on the trigger and we still can't hear anything. I wonder what that is. I guess it's because it's always finished. Maybe. Out mono. Trigger. This should go off, but it's going over here. What am I doing? Uno reverse card. I dodged you. Want to join VC to show you the virtual microphone? Nah, just join a VC. Someone's got to do it for Amin, man. He worked hard on it. Although one day, how long did it take you to make that, Amin? Trigger to get the next value. Okay, so boom. I think it's boom, and then boom. And that's why. Okay, so we need like a couple of these. We just can't have one. And this is good because this is teaching us that we definitely need more than, you know, what we currently have. What we currently have at the moment, if it would only let me drag that in there. So if we did this and we simulate,
Wonderful. So that's
by the way, guys, you guys need to stop chasing Chase, man.
that part's working.
Chase, how long can you run, bro?
Next thing that I
What's
might
your
like to
stamina look like?
do, as I said, is change the pitch. And once again, I can say, hey, every single time you play, why don't we go get a random number between negative 0.5 and 2?
I'm trying to figure out how to blend these sounds together a little bit
And pitch shift
better.
that into place.
I dodged the dodge, but if you're dodging the dodge and then you dodge the dodge, then you're just essentially not chasing Chase Lee. You're running away.
For clarity's sake, I could also plug that into here, and that would function in the exact same way. But there is
I run 200 or 25 kilometers a meter / hour. This guy's slow.
Fortunately,
Yeah, right, Chase Lee? This dude's not got the speed of a cheetah, which is obviously what he's going to need.
change this just a little bit, and that is that after we say, "Hey, I want you to play this next,"
What?
count the sounds, and I'm going to say to these, "I want you."
He's like, dude, do you not realize how fast that is?
I want you to disconnect.
He's like, if that's slow, I don't want to be
I want
fast.
you to count the number of shots that we're up to, and I want you to compare them. So if the current value is a value of 1, because we're on the first shot, play this. If, however, it's not, then
Dang, so there's a lot you can do with this
I'm gonna
system.
duplicate that entire setup that we have, and if it's not, I'm going to compare it, and I'm going to say to it, well, why don't you see if it's number 2? If it's number 2, play that instead. And finally, if it's
Wait.
or 2, play 3. And once again, we need a mixer to combine these 3 separate waves together.
I mean, I guess that's better than...
And I need to plug it in.
Sorry.
So, cool. So that's all working.
I run
forgot that you just did
12,000 miles per
those
hour
so
at
that
crawling
sounds
speed with no arms or legs. Wait, so you don't have any arms or legs, Chase? That's not even running. You're rolling, bro. You roll at that much speed. All right, that sounds like it blends well.
Wonderful. So that's functioning now.
Too.
The ability to kind of play through here. So that's all playing. And let's go ahead and set this to play as well. Last thing I'm going to do here is instead of just saying on play, do that, I'm going to create a new input, which is going to be called start fire. And I'm going to stop it.
You use your
on
tongue to make
stop
your
fire.
body move, kind of like SpongeBob when he's boarding. The blueprint guy. Dude, I am obviously a hybrid. I'm a BP guy and I'm a C++ guy. All right? Let's not denounce what I do and what I've done to get where I am. And I'm a GDD guy, like document, bro.
Wonderful. So that's all it really takes to kind of get this going. If I save it,
This guy's got a lot of
go
things.
back to here and I can apply
Let's
this.
see how he applies it.
Just going to open up the blueprint and I'm going to set this up.
The way I'm thinking before he goes into it is that you would just use the node ifs. For instance, like if I were to go in here, right, in the NMBP. If I were to go in here, come on, thank you. And we have walking VFX. I'm assuming we can just use this to essentially call that and have it, play, right? So then we can finally get some walking in here. Some walking of some sorts. Man is Lick Lee. I actually like that name. Lick Lee. No, it's 2UE2. Oh, you use Python in UE5? Yeah, but that's just to run console commands. I've never used Python in UE5, so I don't know what specifically you could use it for, but from what I know, it's to do like commands and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm assuming you have to use something like this maybe in it, but I'm also assuming that he's going to play that every time he shoots a raycast.
Such that it's all plugged in. So to do that, I'm going to set minigun audio, which I created earlier, to be the one that I just created called minigun audio. Now, if you want to play any of these triggers, all you need to do is get the parameter interface from the audio and then call the name of the thing you want to do when you want to do it. So what does this look like? Well, let's check it out. I'm going to hit play.
It's not very accurate. I mean,
Great.
It didn't even hit the bullseye. It's barely even hidden in there. Not even UE can use UE1.
For the minigun, done. Next up.
Oh, so you use Python to do the virtual the microphone?
Music playing out in this environment as an extension on MetaSounds. Now, working with music in MetaSounds is something that I find really exciting because this is some really cool stuff. So we can already see how the first section works, right? We can see that we can play
The shadows here kind of freak me out. I don't know why.
But let's go ahead and let's set up some music for out here in this environment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new meta sound, same as before, and this is going to be called sci-fi music.
All right, so let's see how he called the triggers in here. He put it on the player BP. So we're going to have to add
minigun audio, which I created earlier, to be.
Is there even a component? There is a component. What does that look like in here? Let's play some music again. Hey, it's Kotagi. Welcome back to the stream, Kotagi. How you been doing? Right now, they're doing good. Chase Lee's been running for a minute and flexing on how he rolls at 12,000 miles per hour. Safe is still mad because he can't catch Chase Lee. Chase Lee keeps dodging him, and instead of chasing him still, he plays the reverse card and dodges. Like, you know? Safe the Dabber Gaming. Oh, I was trying to dab and I just failed miserably. I'm never doing that again. That never happened either, so no one clipped that. No one ever clipped that. All right. So, I'm trying to think how I'm going to proceed with this. It's probably a lot easier than I'm making it out to be in my head. I'm hiding in Raleigh's hat, so Safe will not find me. Dude, then he's gonna take off my hat and show my bald head, bro. You can't do that, dude. I'm gonna look stupid. Alright, first of all, let's see what we have. A meta. We have media sounds. Or whatever. We have audio used to play a singular sound. But you think they'd have like a meta component or something. They have metadata. Wave scaler. Stereo to layer. IK rig. Media sound. Alright, let's look this up on UE5. UE5 API. It's a yummy tree. Yeah, someone please help out. Someone please go into the VC and chat with poor Mean, man. This guy worked hard on a virtual voice in Python. He just wants to share it. By the way, guys, if you're not in the Discord, you can join the Discord by clicking the link in the description of this video. We're a growing community. So, you know, only got, what, 67 members? It's growing, guys. So let's be a part of this, you know. We count numbers. And, dude, I just realized I haven't done any of the 5-minute challenges for a while. So we'll set one of these up today. But you can essentially do these. They're 5-minute modeling challenges. You join in, 5 minutes to make a model. You show it. You don't win anything. It's just about growing. Develop it. All right. But yeah, links in the description, guys. And if you haven't already, make sure to click the like and subscribe button. Really does help. And if you're over on Twitter, make sure to click the follow button. Stay tuned. Working on Judah and Friends. It's a mobile game. It's a infinite platformer with base building mechanics in it. So yeah. Let's check this out. Meta sounds. Dude, you gotta stop capturing me in this light, bro. I really do need to cut. Look at that dirty background. Look at that dirty background. All them wires. All my kids' stuff she gives me that I post up. That was supposed to be the secret documentation. I mean, you never know when you're going to need it, right? That's why I bought it. I never knew when I was going to need it. But yeah, we are not getting... Chase Lee, I'm licking your stomach. Infinite platformer? Yeah. I mean, it's a play on infinite platformers. So essentially, you explore new areas and you get new levels that are procedurally generated. So in a sense, it's infinite, right? But it's not infinite in the sense that you're running infinitely in one direction, the left or right. It's time to dance. No, dude, I already tried to dab today, and that failed miserably. That's the Lord telling me, no, don't dance. You're going to look dumb. And people are going to laugh at you. Maybe I'm naming this wrong. How do you play this? You just... Audio. Meta sound source. You think I would just be able to... Let's see. Let's see here, chat. Let's get rid of this. Let's go here. Can I just drag? Can I just drag? I can. Add audio component. Right. Component. Audio component is used to play sounds. Okay. I'm gonna add that right now in the main character class. Boom, 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 boom. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Audio component. You property. We're going to want to do all this right here. We're going to want to do this right here. Audio. Sounds. I don't know. A U audio component. Right? Audio component. I don't know why I added a space there. And I'll probably put my in it just because it looked like there was already something that was said audio component. Now, in the main character CP plea, in the constructor, we're going to want to go ahead and we are going to want to add this. You audio components, text, audio component. What did I do wrong? Nothing's wrong. Does not name a value. Yeah, a U audio component. Is it because I don't have... I have so many of these here. I can probably get rid of this, but I'm like... I'll probably use it at some point, right? Components. Posable mesh component. We can get rid of that. Input settings. We can get rid of that. Never seen somebody procedurally generate a 2D platformer. I know, it's exciting. I don't know if you have the technological part figured out yet, but if you don't, there's an Infinite Mario 64 project you could look at for reference. True. Why don't send me the link in Discord so I can check that out. Right now, Steven is working on the procedural aspect of things. He's worked on several, well, not several projects. He's used several different procedural generation tools as well as created his own procedural generation for levels. So he's currently working on that, and this is why. Is that? Audio components. I'm trying to figure out why. And these are kind of redundant, aren't they? I don't even really need the class specifier in there. Who wants to check out what I made? I'll check it out after stream. Include. There we go. I was hoping that would pop up. I didn't want to have to do that. But yeah. Now we have that in, and we can add. We're probably going to have to restart the project though, guys. Just so you know. Let's go ahead and save, compile, and then restart, rebuild. Yada yada. What did I do wrong? Oh. Error, I put the space where I shouldn't have. Chase, one day you're gonna have to box with safe, dude. Just so he'll stop chasing you. Or it'll be like those Disney movies where he falls off a cliff like every bad guy does who's chasing the good guy. They're like trying to escape, they don't want to fight. The evil dude's just like, ah! And then they fall off the cliff always. Gaston, Scar. Even in the Jungle Book, I think the tiger falls off. I forget his name. I'll just call up God. That's true. Make him trip. What if he calls God too? He's like, yo. Yo. All right. All right, I'm going to turn this off really quick. Turn it off really quick, guys. And we're going to figure out how to do this. I feel like this is fine for what I'm trying to do right now. How do we stopping the source? I mean on finish, right? And don't worry, guys. There's gonna be grass here eventually. I'm the only human on Earth who God will answer. Lucky. I don't know. God's answered me a couple times, man. Namu. I am the only Namu on Earth. Namu. Yeah. Okay, so in here, we're going to see, yeah, we did get an audio component. But I don't know why it's actually attaching to this. I mean, I guess that's fine. I'll probably, yeah, we'll just attach it like that. I thought it would go into the components, or actor component where they typically go when they're not really something that's physically on scene. So before we do that, let's make sure to set up attachment, and then we could say what root component, like that. Let's compile, and then we can make the lunge attack after we get this working. As in, if I call him on the phone, he will. Safith, go to sleep. Yeah, dude. Isn't it like 5 o'clock there? Or like 2 or something in the morning? By the way, thank you guys for staying up and hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the love. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of this. Not getting rid of that. I want to see if we do get the animation notifications to Anim Play Sound. Cast to animation, notify, play sound. Okay, so what I'm thinking we do is we get the animation BP, right, up here. And not only do we spawn this, I think actually what we have to do is we have to go to the animation itself, character, heroes, find the specific, let's do run, and we'll add a notify track, audio, and on this we will add play sound, play particle. Nope. Notify state. I don't want to play this particularly from here, because then we're not going to get the randomness that we really want. It's 250 or 2563 from. Can you do that in English terminology? I hate the military time. Could have sworn the Infinite Mario source code was posted somewhere, but I can't find it. I'll have to look around for it. And honestly, I bet you Steve knows where it is, because he knows his stuff when it comes to procedural generation. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can contact him and ask him. But I think he is currently working. So with that being said, we're just going to use these, and yeah. Can trigger. First of all, let's get this. My audio component. We have a sound. Can we plug in a meta sound here? I don't think so. Once we figure out how to add this in, it should be fine. But it's going to probably take me a second to figure this out. So when I drag this in here, we have the add audio component where it makes the sound this. So with that being said, in here, I'm assuming I can drag this into there. And while we're at it, let's rename walking or grass sound walking grass. And to be a little bit more, we'll put SFX. That way we can just find it easily if we ever want to look for it. Just join and you will find out. You get to hear the robot voice, dude. You're lucky. You are lucky. Event, anim, notify, event. Actually, anim, notify, cast to, anim, notify. They have all this other stuff. I'm trying to see if they specifically trail, state. So let's just get the first one. And do I want to cast and get this? And then say, what, this? Where is the animation? Motion warp comp? Yeah, we don't even need the motion warp comp anymore, I believe. Mesh. Where's my animations? Animation mode. Can I just get the mesh and then use that? Animation. We can play animation, get animation mode, which we already have. Play montage. Get animation. I guess we can just cast to this and get it. Let's see if we can do that. Let's promote this to a variable. Let's move this a bit away. I know my BPs stink. Blueprints. Blueprints. Let's see if this failed. Print string. Cast. Animation cast failed. Before we do that, let's just category animation vars, I don't know, component, turn, jump, pressed, squish amount. We'll use that later for adding like a squish effect to when he jumps. Do not disrespect blueprints like that. Dude, you disrespected blueprints. Yeah, we're going to have an issue here. Does not inherit from the skeletal mesh component. Would always fail. Well, can I get the cast to animation BP or cast to animation class? What is the animation even called? Is it called like animation blueprint? Parent class is an anim instance. Anim instance. Do I want the anim instance class though? Cast to the anim in. Yeah, we're not gonna want the anim instance. We want this. We want this one. This one. This is what I think we want. Delete you. Now let's compile. Still an issue. Let's just get self here and see if that's what it is. Ooh. Cast to anim class would always fail. Well, how the heck? I mean, it's in here. The anim class. The anim blueprint class. Cast to anim blueprint. Anim instance. I mean, we have anim instance. Don't tell me that my mic was muted. Well. Hey. Create meta sounds. Alright, that's probably something that we're going to need to handle the meta sounds. But I need to find a way to get the animations from the BP. Cannot create a node from this type. No. Can I create a reference? If I click this and right click, select a component to see available functions. Isn't there a way to create, like if you click on something, isn't there a way to create a reference from it, chat? Raleigh, join the VC. I can't, man. I can't. What's up? Yeah. Yeah. Now. Now. Hello, AI. Are you here to destroy me? It's very soothing for some weird reason. Can you sing me a lullaby, please? Are you? Oh man, I was going to be so excited if it could sing me a lullaby. I think that's meme worthy if it could. It's not that cool. Okay. Could you change it to make it to sing? All right. Well, it still sounds cool, man. Oh, so you can just say like the verses to a song without singing, and then it'll say it, right? Like if you're like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sweet little baby. Yeah, but you're not singing. You're just talking at that point, right? It's like you're saying hello and. Well, yeah, then talk the verses, man. I want to hear it. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little baby. Try it really quick. See if it works. Just try it. Okay. So that's why you're able to stay up a little bit longer, huh? Dude, are you playing? Are you really gonna play that? Huh? Are you trying to make me sound lame? You see, this is why I didn't join this. I'm leaving, guys. Okay. I've been insulted for the last moment. For the last moment. All right. Actually, I'm gonna. Okay, we get it. We get it. You got a soundboard. All right, I'm leaving. Much love, guys. I'll join back after the stream though. How about that? I'll hang out after the stream. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Go to sleep. I keep hearing that in my head, and I want that to work. So we have to find a way. I mean, maybe we don't need to. Get animation. We can get the animation mode, right? But we really don't want the animation mode because the animation mode is just like, hey, are you using BP or what? We want the animation class. So how can we get this class the animation blueprint class, set animation class. Let's so set animation class. Okay, we can set the animation. Can we get animation? No, we can't. We can test the animation. We can't get it. We can get animation mode. I really appreciate talking to you voice to voice. Ditto, man. It was fun. I'll be in there after the stream, too. We're only going to stream for a little bit longer here. Just trying to find out a couple of things. Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't liked the video, you know what I'm saying? Click the like button. You can do it on Twitter, too. Thank you all for being here. But, get animation. Can you get the animation? Quack. Quack. Dude, you better watch out, Chase. Next time we talk, bro, I'm going to have a soundboard. And every time you talk, I'm just going to, you know. Animation BP. Why can't I get the... I can get the animation mode. I can't set. I can play the animation. Maybe it's because I don't need it. Okay. Animation class. Link anim class layers. Unlink anim class. So, can I even get the notifies from this or no? Maybe I can get access to Judah and play the sound from it, right? In here. Since I already have, like, a reference. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a function. We're going to make a U function. We're going to make it callable in script. How many sounds are you going to add to the soundboard? U function. Blue printable, is it? Blue callable, the function in a blueprint or level blueprint graph. All right, this is... What is pure? What is pure? Blueprint pure. The function does not affect the owning object in any way and can be executed in a blueprint or level blueprint. I don't know. I can't think of anything or any reason as to why that would be beneficial. I mean, I don't think if you're calling a function, it's going to affect it, right? I don't know. Anyways, play audio, right? We're gonna pass in the U audio component, component, right? We're gonna call this void, and we are gonna go ahead and generate a definition. I use BPs for level 1. You only, what, level 1 is like you have to, it's a subscription. Hey, it's Rhea, dude. Rhea, how's it going? I think Rhea changed her profile pic again. But yeah, let's get the audio component, and we're going to play. Begins playing the targeted audio component sound at the designated start time, seeking into a sound. Right? Begin play. Okay, this is called... Can I just say play? I don't know what else I'm going to have to do here, so we might have to fidget around a little bit. We all missed you. That is true. How about I make a code that detects voice from Discord, and then it will ask ChatGPT about what he said and then respond. I like that. I think that's fun. Okay, now in the animation BP, I believe if we get is hot reload, oh yeah, we have to hot reload. Okay, let's go ahead and save, guys, and reload. Stop and rerun. Meanwhile, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm back. Rhea says, thanks, I haven't much time recently. Wanted to stop by and see how it's going. It's going great. Probably never returned. He never returned. Never to be seen again. Yeah, let's go ahead and open these up. I have Play. It's called Play. Did I really call it Play? It's Play Audio. Honestly, I could have just done that the whole time. Are you kidding me? I could have just done this. Hey, it's Killia. Welcome to this stream, Killia. Right now I'm working on adding some hold up, let me pause this. So I'm working on adding some walking sounds, some like grass walking sounds. Later on we'll change it to incorporate like surfaces, right? But yeah. That's currently what I'm up to. The whole beginning portion of the weekend and this week has been me fixing the touch system. It randomly broke on me. So I had to, you know, actually go in, create a custom controller to handle the inputs. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know why we're getting some issues here. Other than that, this should be playing some sound. Begins playing, no. Why isn't it playing? That's why it doesn't have an audio source when it should. Yeah, I put one on. My audio component. My audio component. It's saying it does not have an audio. Really? Is that really what it's saying? Interesting. Play sound. Or let's get play state. Play. I just don't know how it's not getting any sound. That's crazy. Like, for instance, let's just go to begin play. Wait, did it? Okay. All right, we have this. Let's just play sound. Let's just play on beginning and see if it even works. All right. I don't even hear it. Why aren't you working? No. And that's crazy. Like, it's selecting everything. Is that why? Okay, cool. It's probably because it's not on play. It's on grass walk. Right? Oh, you guys can't even hear it. Can you hear that? Rhea says, that's cool. It'll be neat to see all the extra details be added to the game. Yeah, slowly but surely. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely been a ride, though. I wasn't really too happy with the touch input failing like it did. Because it took really a lot away from what I was trying to do. Kind of drained me, honestly, because it was like a lot of debugging, like a lot of debugging. I learned a lot from it though, so that's always nice, but it was rather frustrating. So I think let's look at triggers. Execute trigger parameter. All right. So I'm assuming this. Can we execute trigger parameter? Maybe this won't work. Or maybe it will, and I'm just not getting it right now. Yeah, I heard the sound effect. Cool. Yeah, currently right now I am just trying to make sure people can hear things. And it's because I have it on my browser that there is that issue. But let's go over here. Let's copy this. So how's everything at home, Rhea? How is everything at home? Copy. Let's post this here. Compile. And do that here as well. Because the idea is we're going to be playing a random sound every time this goes off. I'm trying to see, because right now we don't see anything here. So it's probably something that I get. No debug selected. We'll look at this really quick. No, why did it stop working? Why does it stop working? Yeah, why does it stop working? That's interesting. Well, these ones are walk. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to have to add more things into the mix. One, we're going to have to figure out why it stops playing sometimes. Right? Like right now, it stopped playing. Two, it feels like a little out of place. So we might have to, I feel like the volume's too loud. But on top of that, since we're running, it feels weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to go instead to here and change it from, come on. Why is it? Oh, that's why. I'm dumb. One, we're going to have several here. We're going to have to add a mix node, a mono mixer, right? For our walking and running. And we're going to have to create another one of these and rename to, oh, I guess we're going to have to just create another one and call it a trigger. On grass run. Grass sounds, grass walk sounds. And let's create another one of these things. So, and then we have on grass run. We can play this and create array graph input. Call this grass run sounds. Add, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these in here. Go into the footsteps pack. Let's go into the, why can't I see grass? Wave. Yeah, let's add these into the mix. This is all for testing purposes. Obviously, we could just fill all of these up so it's different every time. Ria says, pretty good. Recently been having family over throughout the week to help out. It's been really nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, have you been going on your walks too? I know that's good for, you know, I don't want to put your business out there, but I've heard that's good for your, oh, okay. So yeah, I can say something now. Yeah. You've been going on your walks, right? When my fiance was pregnant, you know, we made sure she went on some walks because it's good, from what I hear, for the pregnancy. It makes it easier. Been going on your walks, huh? Are you excited or a little scared or a little both? I'd imagine a little bit of both, to be quite frank. So, what can I do this? On finished output. Can we have like a thing here that essentially says that switches between them depending on which one's played? Because you think I'd be able to put both of these in here. Or, you know. Hey, yo, congratulations. Yeah, it is a big congratulations. You got to tell us when you're expecting. I'm going to ask Adam something. Yeah, definitely both. Yeah, it's going to be... Oh, man, I don't know how you do it. You already have one already, right, Ria? let's see. Can I do this? I can't do that. I swear there's something I have to do here. Mix? Can I mix? All right, whatever. Unfinished. You get your thing. So essentially we need to see if we're running or if we're walking, right? If we're running, we want to play the run. If we're walking, we want to play the walk. And if we're walking, we don't want to play all of these, honestly, running the effects, right? I could very well just make 2 BPs, one for running and one for walking. VFX/SFX. But I have right now, could I rename these? Could I rename them? No, I can't. That's a little lame. Add notify. I kind of don't want to do that. I just want to maybe check to see which state. I could see what the velocity is, because from the velocity we can tell what if we're running or walking. If we're running or walking. Oh, Rhea, you haven't seen the Prowl. Oh, that's great. Yeah, my biggest regret is not having 2 children, because my daughter sometimes doesn't have anyone to play with. So she's always coming to us, which is fine, right? But it does get a little difficult sometimes when we both are working on things and we're both very tired and she wants to play. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like playing Barbies. I do occasionally, but I'm going to be real, I don't really like it. It is not my favorite thing to do. Especially, like, you know, my ideal of having a good time with some, you know, figurines is making them fight and do stuff like that. But yeah, we got to, I know, right? It is funny. It's always sad too. Like, she's like, "Want to play Barbies?" And I'm like, "Sure, I will play Barbies." Make a Barbie game? Dude, I should, huh? Well, she actually always wants to play this, and even though there's nothing ever going on, she always wants to play this. Yeah, so it's only on the run or when we have the notifies. So first, we're going to have to come into the animations and add these to the walking. Boo, boo, boo. So let's go ahead and add these to the walk. Boom. Wait. Yeah, right here. Boom. Boom. So we should have the notifies right here, huh? Add notify. What is that? Right foot. Then at 10, we have our next one. We'll add the notify, left foot contact, and then at what? 20. We'll just keep it right there. The Prowl looks good. Thank you. What is sweet? That I play Barbies with her? Yeah, it is. But it's not that fun. Yeah, thank you, Rhea. The Prowl, we still have a lot to do. Everything's a whip, right? But I'm just trying to get these things implemented so I can not only learn how to get semi-decent at animation, but I can kind of understand the workflow a little bit more and enhance on it more and more every time I, you know, upgrade or update the character model or the animation, so on and so forth. But yeah, essentially this is the prowl mode, guys. In this mode, you run faster, and for a moment you'll gain a bit of invincibility, so you can't get attacked right when you go into it and get knocked out of it. If you, after amount of time of holding down, once you release it, you will attack the closest enemy in your proximity, and depending on the enemy, you'll knock them out instantly. This will throw you up in the air, where you'll be able to continuously knock out enemies if you're close to them. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think. I already like the prowl mode. If you can't tell, I'm always like I instantly go into it every time. So I think I'm gonna have to add a bit of a cooldown for it, as well as some indicator on screen showing that you are transitioning into the prowl stance. Chase Lee, dude, Chase Lee's gonna get beat up all the time, bro. Chase Lee. Oh, and now that these are in effect, yeah, we get these. See, obviously, there'll be some grass petals depending on what you're walking on. Some grass petals. Jade you to run. I should honestly put an animation in front of these so I can find them instantly. So I need to change the naming conventions of these a little bit. But that's going to be all right. Right now, we're going to have to now find a way to essentially figure out if we're running or if we're walking. So if I go like this and I expand this, pull this out. Right now, what we do to transition in between these is we use a blend space. All right. So depending on the blend space, someone will start running. I think I might have to put this up a little bit more so it's almost immediate. Let's play. I kind of want to add a like jogging animation right here, so it looks a little bit more organic, and then after that we can go into the full run. But at the moment, I think it's fine for what it's worth. We can add more transitions later. But yeah, the thing that really dictates this is the velocity. If we come in here and we look at the... Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. You'll see that we use the vector length of the velocity to get that blend. So I'm thinking we can use this to figure out, when we're walking, when we're not walking, yada yada. So we're going to go ahead and post this here, or I can make a function that does this so it's a little bit cleaner. Where are the functions? There's only variables. Event graph, animation layers, add, function. There they are. I can't believe I didn't see that. What should I call this? Is walking or running. So this is going to return a bool, outputs a bool, a boolean. And essentially we're going to get the vector velocity here. And when we're walking, it's about at 20. All right. And then when we're running, it's 300. So this is, I'm going to have to make this a variable, I think, to really, so I can just micromanage it. But let's just say, or greater, if this is greater than 0 or greater than 20, but less than, honestly, I don't even know if we need the vector length. All right, that's whatever. If this is greater than 0 and less than, or honestly, we should say greater or equal to 20. Greater or, yeah, greater equal to 20. I really am going to make that a thing. And Boolean. What is it? Control W. Oh, no. What have I done? I got rid of it. How do you straighten these out? Does anyone remember what the command is to straighten these out? But if I say this is greater than 20, but less than or less than or equal to, we want to say less than. Less than, what, 300? Sorry, what am I doing here? 300. Q. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lee. So if this is greater than or equal, or if it's less than 300, right? But greater than 20, we know we're walking. I'm going to have to do something for jogging eventually. And typically we could just put this bool in, but then it's like, So yeah, if it's true, shoot. I'll just say greater than 0 or walking. And then if it's false, then obviously we're running. So if it'll return true, let's get a description in here because it's kind of wonky. True when walking, false when running. Category, default. Let's, what? My functions. I'm just going to put it default. I don't care. You tired? No, I'm not tired. I'm not tired at all. But I am hoping this works as intended. So from here, I can do this. It's going to get the velocity right, guys. And we're going to make a branch here and essentially say if it's false, actually, and if it's true, sorry. If it's false, we're going to want to play the, cloud because, you're running. I think it'll look weird if we're walking and we're creating a bunch of like effects. And first of all, let's hit Q, and now it looks beautiful, right? If this is false, and yeah, we should bring this down. Then we're going to be running, and that means we can do all these things, these extra things. Also in here, we're going to want to say on grass, run. And then change this on, oh, no, but don't want to open that up. On grass, run. Not capital U. On grass, run. We'll do this as well. I want to queue this up. And what we're going to do is do true. If it's this, we're just going to play trigger from the component. Why did it put it like that? We are going to grab this again. Actually, we'll grab that. And we could put like maybe a little bit of grass in the future that spawns from all this. But for now, we just want to play the sound. I also got to figure out why it plays and sometimes it doesn't. But I just want to make sure that we're moving between these things. So let's walk, and as well as post over here, do this, copy this over here, do the walk, and while we're at it, let's move these like this because that's kind of freaking me out. It's freaking me out, man. Let's branch. If it's false, no, wait, what am I doing? If it's true, yeah, we're walking. If it's false, we can do all this. Sorry, I had a brain fart. It happens. It happens. Let's drag this down here. Get like this. Press Q again. And then there. And then actually we can just copy and paste these like so. Do that. And that's pretty much it, I think. That's pretty much it. Sorry, it's probably a little boring in here right now because we're not playing any music. I want to give these guys a little bit of room for expansion. But yeah, we have that. We have the cling effects. We're eventually going to have to do like, get some other noises like people climbing or something. Yeah, if there's anyone out there who's a SFX artist and somewhat of a devout Christian, you know, hit a brother up. Hit a brother up! Because I would prefer to use, you know, sounds from somebody who's learning this stuff, right? Instead of downloading the packs. All right, let's see if it worked. I mean, it works, but now we're not playing any of the effects. And we should change the pitch a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And it feels like it's a little too loud. And we're gonna have to figure out why it kind of stops sometimes. I think it has to do with maybe because it's a reference to the player. And it's not per se something, but why isn't it playing the effects? Why is it not playing the effects? Let's go ahead and debug this again. Sorry, I have to play and debug on this. Click here. Yeah, it's never false. Let's get a reading on this. Let's print string. Sorry guys, I made a oopsie poo poo, but it's going to work out. We're just going to get a print on this value so we can see. So yeah, I mean, it's going up. It is going up. It is going up. But it's not working. Let's go ahead and debug this again. I would put it on screen, but it kind of takes up a lot. Let's go back to the event graph and click play again. Why aren't you? You know what it is? Tell me why that is, chat. I didn't plug this in. Jesus. And while we're at it, let's add a name to this. Let's just put walking or running. I don't know. Walking or running. And now we should... Yep, and it stops randomly. I mean, it sounds a lot better. Now we're getting the VFX, which is great, but for some strange reason, we aren't getting the other things. Yeah, like the audio stops playing. You know what it could be, right? What it could be is it has to do with this. When I'm on finished, trigger executes to initiate stopping the source. Graph output. Oh, I can do that. Maybe this has to do with it, but it was stopping prior to all that. So I don't know. We're playing random Also, we want to change the pitch too at some point. And I don't know how we're going to lower the volume. Because it's way too, like, I feel like it's too abrupt, right? It's not subtle enough. It's not damp enough. Right? Maybe I'm playing too much at a time. But we can go ahead and come into here and get rid of this print string node. Go back to that. We know that's working. Looks weird on looks a little weird. Maybe it's not playing fast enough and they're just getting overlapped and it's messing up the system. That could be an issue, I think. Yeah, it sounds good when he's running full speed, but not right other times. I agree. I like how punctual it is. I like how punctual it is. If I can only get it to work, and then I can kind of change that. I think with the walking, we're going to have to, yeah, do something to fix that. But we know we can switch and iterate in between both. I don't know why. I mean, we can even lower these a bit, I think. Yeah, I think it has to do with... Yeah, I think that could help too as well, Kotagi. See how it works fine, right? When we're just walking and it's playing it. It's like the full sound is playing. But when we run, it does it so quick that I think what's occurring is that these sounds are overlaying and they're not able to particularly, what's the word? They're not able to stop. So they're overlaying one another, and there's too many sounds, so it ends up cutting it out. Why do you guys think it's stopping? What do you think it could be? And he had a very long way of handling. I mean, it's simple. The logic is simple. I'll just start moving this here. So when we do decide to do that, we have that option. But I'm just trying to figure out how we can make it so we're not running into this issue where the sound is stopping. Maybe we need more triggers. Let's look at what he did. I'm assuming he did something where he's like, once it's stopped, you can always play again. I don't know. That didn't make much sense, so sorry about that. Let's get rid of some of these windows. I got way too many. By the way, guys, this is a Tritops. I like his side view. I'm going to change his front view a little bit, make him a little more tighter. But yeah, I really like him. We're going to be incorporating him soon into the game. Let's see. Someone sent me a message, question mark. I got mail. I got mail. Yeah, it's here.
The one that I just created.
Spin down. So is value so he triggered, yeah, kind of similar to what we did. Get parameter interface using the target. Get parameter interface. Interesting. Let's kind of look at what he's doing to spin
which I'm going to
down.
make as an input, and I'm going to call this. And if I was to mash it, not particularly great, but that's okay.
Nice.
So,
I like his new design. Oh, the Tritops? Yeah, I
how do we
like
make
him
this better?
too.
How do we make this more?
And it's a nice way to get some variation in the enemies. If you look at my GDD document, they all were humanoids, right? They were all humanoids. So the fact that we're getting some quadrupeds in here is nice. By the way, guys, this is a bit of my game design document I'm working on.
Well, to begin with, we want this minigun.
If you haven't made one
firing
for your
again
game,
and again
make sure
and
to do
again and
so.
again. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Let's see
and
what. Sorry, Katagi. I can't comprehend blueprints, but if you have a state machine that separates walking and running, it'd make the footsteps sounds their own function, and then allow that function to accept parameters for things like speed and volume.
trigger a repeat.
I like that.
Which allows me to specify a
I
time
like that,
period
actually.
for it to play.
So you're saying involve the velocity into the pitch.
That's kind of cool. One thing I'd
But
actually
I don't
like
think
to do
at the same time it's like that could work, but yeah, I mean, it would make the pitch sharper or make sounds play faster. I don't know.
is something along the lines of having a BPM. So actually setting it up with a value that was called shots per minute. So I'm going to go ahead and add that.
He only has this
And
because
I
he's
will
looping.
call it shots per minute.
He's triggering a repeat. And the
Go ahead
issue
and
with us is that when he's playing, things are working in sync with one another. So they're playing off one another. One trigger sets off another trigger. That trigger sets off another trigger. For us right now,
Stopping itself the
we
next
don't really
time
have
it
that.
plays. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to need to consider. Now, the next thing that we need to consider is that it's all the same shot. So how do we go ahead and fix it so that of each shot, well, a sound.
Yeah, he does the random.
And for clarity's sake, I could also plug that into here and that would function in the exact same way. But there is another thing I'd like to do, and that is that I would like to be able to play multiple sounds over the top of each other so that the sounds don't keep clipping again and again and again. Now, fortunately, that part is pretty easy to do as well. However, I need to go ahead and I need to change this just a little bit. And that is that after we say, hey, I want you to play this next sound, What I need to do next is
I just mean that separating it into its own function would help to isolate and control the behavior. Are you talking about in the meta sounds, or are you talking about in here? Because all we're doing is executing a trigger parameter, the audio parameters. I don't know if you're talking about that per se. Where at specifically? Specifically, Shmee. On grass walk. Why is that down there? Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. He uses get default parameters. Yeah. Object to audio parameters. Let's see what we can get here. Utility, audio, create sound 2D, spawn sound 2D, spawn sound at location. We can spawn the sound at location. But that would involve all of this, which we could do. We could just work off this and, you know, essentially do the same thing but branch up here. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to spawn a sound at the location. I could do this instead. Execute trigger, but you need the audio component. Spawn sound. Okay, so it's spawning this particular sound. We can set the asset. Maybe that's what we do, and it just froze. Okay, I'm gonna save. I don't trust that. But yeah, we could spawn it. That could help at the location. I really couldn't specify exactly where just because blueprints confused me. Yeah, they don't confuse me, but they definitely I can understand how they do that for some. I can understand that, but I'll tell you right now, I don't know where I would specifically put that to. But maybe I make my own audio component and do it like that. Do it like that. Let's see here. I'm really deciphering whether I should just execute the trigger parameter and just use the audio component from the player. Or, I mean, they're probably going to need an audio component anyways, because we're going to have attacks and stuff, attack sounds, and they'll be different for each, obviously for each one. So that's another thing. That is another thing. What do you guys think? Yeah, we'll get rid of this. We'll spawn the... We're going to spawn this at that location. Spawn. But the only thing is, I think if we do that, I don't know if we'll be able to blend them together. But let's just spawn sound at location. I wish there was like a effect where if I put that in there, it would do that. I'm sure they've tried that and it just didn't work out great, so they removed it. Let's do the impact point. Let's play the sound. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy, old pal. Let's move this all the way over here, like we did with that. And we are going to play the sound, and we're not going to use the player for it. We are going to use this here sound. I'm pretty sure they handled deleting that too, but we might be spawning too many things. Interesting. Is it though? Amin says, what did I miss? Not too much, man. We're just trying to figure out. And there we go. It works. I think that's exactly what it was. And they blend better together because they're overlaying with one another. Okay, so let's try to go into like changing the pitch and stuff. Yeah, we just got all that working. Good stuff. Can I get a cheers? Cheers, boys, girls? We just did something super cool, got that out of the way. And now we're starting to learn how to use meta sounds, so that's cool. I'm sure we'll have to dive a little bit more in depth with using them. Chase, are you just going to say, interesting to everything I say now? It also works with different speeds. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we set up here with walking or running. So it's just figuring out what velocity the player's running at and then playing a different array of, or choosing from an array of different sounds depending on that. I don't like how hard set it is though, but it works for what we need it to do. It did sound better? Sweet. And then here, Chase again. Interesting. Interesting. Is it always interesting? This guy, man. You're a funny person. You remind me of me. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Whenever I'm finished doing this, I like to go outside and like touch things. I like to touch things like, you know, the grass, bushes, trees. It is the only drawback to sitting here doing this all the time. But I love doing it, so it's kind of something we're going to have to go with. Let's see how he's blended or changed the pitches. I don't think because of us spawning it at the location, we're not going to need to, what's the word? We're not going to have to essentially use a mixer node in here and work like this. We just have to set the pitch. So he has a random float, I believe, that is setting the pitch. Yeah, pitch shift. So he just has a random float that changes the pitch. So let's kind of do that. Random float. On next. Drag this out a tad. Actually, let's go like this and drag this out a tad. Let's drag this up so they're in the center, and I feel like there's some equilibrium going on. Boom, 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 make my heart go boom, boom. I'm going to change this back to 1. Honestly, maybe I should keep it to 0.5 because the sounds for the walk, like walking on grass, are super high. On next, we're going to get a value between 0.5 and that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to get a value between, 0.3 and 0.5. Save. What does this sound like? Yeah, that helps out a whole lot, honestly. It's crazy how simple that is. I guess we're going to have to figure out how to fix the VFX and the sounds on jump. But yeah, now our character makes noises when he walks. Is it a little too loud? I think so. It could be a little bit lower. But yeah, it works. Oh boy. I'm going to be working on the lunge off stream, I guess, because we're going to get off here soon. I'm going to start making some food to eat. Guess what? Chicken butt. Sorry. Yeah, let's turn these down a tad bit. Let's go from min. Wow. Did I really put this in reverse? Let's do 0.15 to 0.3 and then have this at 0.3 and then we'll do this at 0.5. And then in here, is there any way to control like the master volume of how everything is? That would be nice. Like imagine if there's like a BP that allows you to, you know, lower things down for each like effect that's being played. There probably is something like that. But let's do this 0.5 and then we'll do 0.3. And let's try that. I just feel like it's too punchy. Yeah, we need to make a jog for that. I don't like this part right here. Like if you go right here, it just feels weird. I want to jog like in this area and then move forward. How's the game development going? It's going great. As you can see, we're running. We can jump. We can enter the prowl mode. Hey. And it works for the gallop. Works for the prowl. Yeah. So I guess now we got a little bit of sound, some introduction into how to make sounds, or not make sounds, I guess, but include them into the game. You have to manually put the audio down or up by one. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I probably could honestly just make a variable that easily allows that to change. But I don't know. I feel like both of the sounds sound even now. Like the run is obviously not as strong as the sound as the walking. Maybe I can change that in the actual wave. Right? I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of sturf. Let's see. Pitch, volume. Yeah, you can change them here manually. So we could do that too. If set to true, if this sound is considered to contain, okay. That's interesting. Subtle priority. I don't know what that has to do with. Enable attenuation debug. Attenuation settings. Envelope. Oh, they have an An amplitude envelope. Okay. I see. The camera is moving smoothly and nicely. Well made. Thank you. Yeah. There's going to be a lot more updates to the camera. For instance, like if I were to run over here and jump, you'll see how Judah... I feel like when he's falling down, you're going to want to see what's going on around you so you can kind of plan what you're going to do next. Obviously, we got to get vaulting into the system. But, you know, when we're jumping, I would like this camera to kind of shift down a little bit so you have a little bit more visibility with what's going on beneath you. On top of that, like, let's say when I'm climbing, I'd like to do that as well, where the camera shifts up to kind of give you an idea of what's going on here. It could be confusing, but I think if done subtly enough, it'll work just fine. Not happy now. Why are you not happy? And Katagi said that's sort of what Sonic CD does with the camera. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I played Sonic CD, so I wouldn't know per se, but you know, I did play it when I was younger, so it's probably why I feel like it feels weird. The camera feels weird for me. Whoa. Okay, well, everything's saved, so that works. Gotta go. Glad I was able to join today. You're making good progress. Thank you, Ria. I hope to have this out soon. Hopefully, but there's still a lot I gotta do. I think before we leave, we try to add this to the little Slithian, huh? Yeah, I love the prowl mode. It feels so good. Something like camera position is equal to the player position plus velocity. It should just be a little vector map to play with. Yeah. And then we could add like a dampening float there. So we can dampen it if need be. Yeah, let's add this to the Slithian and call it a day for the stream. I'll still be working offline though, guys. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what I'm up to. What I'm doing. By the way, guys, if you like the stream, right? Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciates it. Anyways, let's go into the animation, the enemies. He, at the moment, I don't believe has any notifications on his animations, right? He has his walk, he has his run. Let's add these notifications in here. Look at his little waddle, dude. This always makes me laugh. Such a cool little guy. I kind of want to make him a little bit cooler. I don't know if I'm completely sure with how his feet look right here. Right? I think they could look a little bit cleaner. A little bit cleaner. Well, yeah, let's add a insert notify tracks. Sorry, we don't need that. Add notify. New notify. What is that? Right foot contact. I'm so hungry. My tummy's hurting. Add notify. L underscore foot contact. I'm hungry. Dude, you're hungry too? Can you guys hear my stomach growling? I'm super hungry. I can eat a whole smorgasbord. Also, like, I really liked making his run. It felt a little bit easier because of how long his legs are. Although I will say the front looks a little bit weird, but I tried with this one to add a bit of rotation on the root. So when he moves, he kind of turns. I feel like it gives a little bit more power to the hips. Chase Lee is looking hungry. And cool. Yeah, he is, huh? Hello, hungry? Yeah, man, I'm going to make a breakfast burrito. It's going to be delicious. Oh, that's not where we want that. It's probably here at 3. Yeah. It's probably here at 3. And then, what, 11? Notify, left foot contact. Boom. Boom. Hit. Boom. Hit. I'd like to add a little bit more. Kilia says, I'm hungry all the time. As I open my eyes, the first thing on my mind is, what could I eat? Yeah, I'm very similar. And it's gotten to the point where, like, I don't do any activity physically for, like, the last, month and a half. So I've decided to start doing, like, intermediate fasting. Or is it intermittent fasting? I don't know. But I'm fasting, and I'm going to grow it from 8 hours of the day to 4, then 2, then 1, and then, maybe not eat for a day or 2. Purge my body. Yeah, I read an interesting article. Don't ask me for it, though, because I didn't bookmark it, and I'm not going to go look for it. About how fasting actually, it kind of like floods your system of cells, like dead cells, stuff like that. Y'all gotta eat at Popeyes or Papaya. I thought of Popeyes, dude. Meatball chicken at Popeyes. Popeyes chicken, dude. That's bomb. Them sandwiches are delicious and nutritious. Delicious and nutritious. But yeah, we now have the left foot or anim notify for what? Left hand hit? Why am I? Event, left foot contact. Event, right foot contact. We're essentially going to have to make I should have just made a base class for this and made something off of it so I could create a function that's already here. I might do that. Just so you guys know, at some point, I might just make a class with some like basic functions that I can use for both of them. But I'm sure I can do this and then this. I don't know. I know I can probably copy over what I'm doing. A bowl, walking or running, and then go into here, open this up, copy, and then paste, and then do it like that. Do it like that right there. Do it right like that right there, boy. And then we come over here like that. And we essentially do the same thing where we don't copy that. And then for the Slithion, we gonna want to get the Slithion, which I think we do as the enemy Slithion. Why don't I just create a that's on notify hit. Let us, where's the event begin play? Is it not in here? Event begin play. Let me do this because I don't want to have to get the reference all the time. And why does it keep get actor? Get owning actor. If I have to save this one more time, I might just shed the rest of the hair on my head. I just might, low key. Yeah, let's get rid of these. I've had way too many issues with this, and thank God Steven showed me the way. He said, you never want to do this. And honestly, we don't even need that now because we can just say, as the enemy Slithion, we can set this parameter. Sorry. Didn't mean to move you, little node. The node knows, dude. Is attack notified? Fired. Let's compile. And look, it works. Get owning actor. Get velocity. Can I just get velocity from here? Velocity. Velocity. Get velocity. Get. What is it? Yeah, get velocity. My glasses. I hope everyone has a lovely day today. His name is Chase Lee. It's Slithion, dude. Is it because it sounds like Sith and you're a Sith Lord, from what I know? We're just going to do that. I'm not going to go too crazy in this. But what we are going to do is we're literally just going to copy everything that we're doing here. Shoot. Actually, I have a wonderful idea. See this, chat? So I have a base character CPP class that both of these guys come from. And I'm gonna take this and I'm going to get rid of it. Right? I'm going to go into my main character. I'll get rid of that later from there too. But I'm essentially going to post this in here. My base character. We are going to copy this. And F vector, where are you? It's always a lovely day when the capital G is around, bro. I agree 100%. When the capital G is next to me, there's not a better feeling. There's nothing more appealing. That's why I'm chilling with Christ and feeling like Krillin. Oh, dang, bro. That was pretty nice, chat. You got me. That was a pretty nice bar. It flowed well. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. So I think you guys are going to have to drop a sub for that one. You know, whether you're in here, you're new right now, you got to drop a sub. If you're new, checking out this live stream from the future, you got to click the sub button. Okay? I love how you and Liz, that person I mentioned before, are streaming at the same time, and I have almost the same number of views. Yeah, I mean, it fluctuates, right? I think the development, streaming is going to develop more here on the channel. So hopefully it does. I have a very limited audience, in my opinion, because I outright say I'm a Christian, just because I don't like lying to people. There's been cases where like people are like really my good friends and they find out I'm Christian and they don't talk to me anymore, and it's depressing. So I was just like, I'm just going to say I'm a Christian for now on whenever I introduce myself, so then I don't get close to people and get my feelings hurt when they don't want to hang out with me when they find that out. And because, you know, I love God, one of those things. Let's see. What did I get bone location? We gotta find that in here. Copy and paste. Delete. Copy. What am I doing? Brain malfunctioning. Paste in here. Right? We're gonna have to restart everything. So I'm gonna save this. I'm going to compile. It's fun to check how everyone's progress is going. Yeah, it is fun. It is really fun. But you know, this game is a labor of love to me. I'm not gonna like try to do it as quick as possible. That's just not how I flow. That's not how I go. You know what I mean? But no, I'm sorry, that was kind of a lame rhyme. But point is, it's a labor of love. You know, some of these models are going to change eventually. I'm going to get better and better with each iteration, with each advancement. But who knows? Maybe we'll get something out soon. I do want to have something I could showcase and maybe ask for a grant for. You know? Maybe. But let us restart this. Stop and rerun. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Those people are rude and shouldn't hurt your feelings. That's really not not thing to be judged for. Yeah, I know, but it happens. Not everyone's like that, right? But some people, they, they have their problems, their issues, which is completely understandable. But, to change your opinion about me, who you've been hanging out with for months and, had a good friendship with, always hitting them up, talking, playing games and stuff like that, for that to just interfere with that is just interesting. Yeah, I agree. I don't need them anymore. That's just how it is. And, maybe it's a good thing. Really, a bunch of your friends thought that you were joking when they found out. Yeah, it's funny, you know. And on top of that, I guess it kind of worked to my benefit a little bit, and I don't say this out of disrespect or uh to be rude, but I want to be, since I'm a Christian, I don't want to curse as much. I don't want to be as foul, right, when I speak. So it's helped to not be around that many people who are like that, right? So it has its pros and cons. It's not like this horrible thing. There's definitely some pros to it. I'm still blessed, but it did stink because, I get really close to people. I get close to my friends and I treat my friends the same whether they're male or female. Sasha, I love you and I'll cuddle you in a second, but I want to finish this so I can hop off and make some food. She's like, "No. Those weren't your real friends." I agree, 100%. Real friends stick with you till the end, right? But yeah, let's go in here. First, we're going to have to check out we're going to have to fix Judah because it's going to be like, "Oh man, we don't have the get bone location." Oh, it does. It does. Sweet. So I don't have to worry about any of this. I can just copy and paste. All right, Sasha, I love you, but you're going to have to stop harassing me. You're going to have to stop harassing me. Create machine function in blueprint. What the heck? All right, remove. We'll just remove. We will remove. We will remove. Yeah? Stop it, Sasha. Stop it. All right, I'm going to put the cat outside my room really quick. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. I love you, but you're bugging me. These weren't your. What's going on? Ah, nothing much. I just put. My cat was bugging me. She kept trying to cuddle me, which is fine, but when I'm trying to concentrate and program, it's really hard to do both, especially when I'm trying to get this done really quick so I can get off and make some lunch. Get some lunch. I'm a little sad it didn't. It didn't. Well, it's so there's another get velocity. Um. Hmm. That's interesting. I don't need this because I have it already. If we go into the event graph here, guys, I literally have this already. I have the velocity. So I don't know why I specifically have that. Maybe I want to get it as the player, but the velocity seems to work. Where do I get that at? In here. I think I get it. Shoot. I get it over here. Yeah, so I don't even need to do this. I just need to get that. And, well, you know, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Set vector parameter. For this one, we'll just have to go into the event graph, and then we can get the velocity, and then we can split this structure and just do this. I think did I do any logic in here? Yeah, I'm literally just getting the velocity. So I don't know why I made that more complicated for myself, but I guess that's just how it is sometimes. So yeah, now we're doing this. We're spawning this, this. And we can essentially do the same, I believe, for here. And we're getting the base character now, so we just have to get the bone name, I believe. The bone name. Boom. Foot R. They're named the same too, so. Shall should be easy. Should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. But yeah, how you doing, Killia? How are you doing? Let's compile this. We're getting an error because of this, and really we just need a reference to our own player, which we already have. Sorry guys, making this a little bit longer than it should be because of that. Boom. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna have to add an audio component to him really quick. 1 second. Ooh. Well, let's save really quick, because I know once I add this, I might have to save and restart. Let's see, main character, base player character, where's the Slithion? My enemy character, which is what that's based on. My enemy character, left boxes. We're going to have to change a lot of this stuff, by the way, just so you all know. There will come a time when I'll have to change some of these, because not every character is going to need the same amount of hitboxes to use. Whoa. Just made a basic key system for a door. Ooh, that's cool. So you got an object you pick up and it unlocks the door. Do you hold the object in your hand, or is it not in your hand yet? It's just in your inventory or something of that nature. You're back to working on what is it? Silent Whistle. The Silent Whistle. My enemy character in here. Let's go ahead and say my audio component is equal to create default subobject with the not health audio component. We're going to add in the text, and we're going to call this my audio component. We're going to want to make sure to add that include, and also we're going to set up the attachment to the root component of this class. And now that that's saved, let's compile. Obviously, we're going to get some issues here because of that. We don't have an audio component. So for now, let's just delete these. Let's compile. Yeah. Compile. And then we're going to rerun. I'll continue the Sinister Whistle in a few years, probably, after you've developed more experience. How do you think you developed that experience, bro? Don't get yourself stuck in a loop where you feel like you don't have enough experience to work on the game you want to work on. you build that experience by working on the game you want to work on. And in fact, I would say that you learn what makes a good and bad game by doing that, because your main objective, for what I've been taught recently, is let's see how quickly I can get to bad, so you can figure out how to get to good, right? And that comes with, making bad decisions or doing something that doesn't work as well as you intended it to work, right? And then you just slowly iterate. You're like, well, that doesn't work, how can we fix that? Just move some things around. It's a part of the iterating process. It's part of the iterating process, my friend. We're going to recompile this or restart it. And then after that, call it the end of the stream. Hopefully it plays. Blizzard Entertainment. Actually, let's open all the ones we had. Let us open all that we had. See, it did not save that. Probably because I didn't save my audio component. There. Boom. And honestly, all these guys could probably use this this thing. But we have that. And yeah, we're doing this. That's interesting. So we're not spawning the system here at the bottom. We'll have to fix that next stream. But it looks like what I'm doing here is I'm just spawning one at the system when it's walking. I'm spawning it, and when it's not walking and running, I'm just playing it from the character. So we'll have to change that. But let's go ahead and test this by going to the enemy map. Oh, and they don't work now. That stinks. No! Well, I know for one, do I need to... I probably need to obviously set the player character, my audio component. It has the component. Get rid of some of these. Go ahead and save that, compile. But what we do need to do is go to AIE, enemy Scythion, open this up, go to the audio component, and then, BP's audio, delete, and drag and drop, compile. Are these even playing anymore? Oh, my headset died. My headset died. Really? I accidentally did this. I was gonna tell you that it was a good leak, but I expected my hat to be behind one of these doors because that would have been really mind blowing. I would have lost my mind. But yeah, good stuff, man. By the way, I really like your door here. Extra wide frame for the extra wide frame, if you catch my drift. But other than that, guys, I'm going to bounce. If you haven't joined the Discord, please make sure to do so. And make sure to wave hi to all the newcomers. Welcome, welcome. Make sure to count to 10,000 with us. And I'm going to be posting a new... actually, we have some in here. Go in here, do some 5-minute challenges, challenge yourself, get better at 3D modeling, all that beautiful jazz. Other than that, guys, I'm going to bounce for the day. I will catch you all tomorrow, where we should hopefully have some more of the Prowl attack system in place. But until then, God bless. I'll catch you around. And Jesus loves you. He do. You do-dos. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Don't eat too much hot Cheetos. I'm looking at you, Killia. You look like a person who eats hot Cheetos. I'm joking, by the way. Peace, guys.